start to turn off with our initiative roll. And again, bad news for the players. Another 6 means they do not activate, and the zombies will. These are some really active zombies. They must be moving quick to get by the survivors and be able to take advantage of them 2 turns in a row. We'll have our zombie that's on the outside here move his 3 spaces, and then we'll have this one jump on the fight here with Beck, which he would choose to move just that 1 instead of using 2 to enter the building. Now Tanya is in the building all by herself, but still doesn't get to activate. And Beck is going to be in melee combat with 2 zombies, but first we have to do the getting charged test. That new zombie and the one that was already there are charging at Beck. We roll against her rep, and ooh, that's rough. That's 2 failures, because her rep is only 4. So, I don't think we've seen a no pass yet, so let's look at the chart. Pass 0. Those in rough or building hexes, no. Those in clear hexes will run away. So we'll go over the runaway rules now and see what happens to Beck. Now Beck is going to run away. First we'll roll a die to determine which direction. Now got 6 sides to the hex. Number 1 would be this top right, and then it would go clockwise. So roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That will determine the direction she runs in. Now when they run away at their fast move rate. But you don't have to roll like you normally do for a test like that. I haven't done that yet, but if I do, I'll explain the rules for fast move. But in this case, when you're running away, you just add 2 movement points to the character's move, and she's going to run away 7 hexes. Now, she'll stop if she reaches 7, or if she runs into a building or rough terrain, she'll stop in that hex. If she happens to run into a building, then she will have to draw a zombie card to see how many zombies are inside that building. First, we need to roll a die and see what direction she's going to run. Becca's going to roll 1 die and get a 3. Now for Becca, 3 would put her running in this direction, which is right at a building, but that building is occupied by a player character already, and they cannot share hexes. She's not going to run through the building, so effectively she goes nowhere. She'll not be able to enter that hex or go in that direction. So I'm going to check the rules real quick to see if she would still engage in melee combat, because I guess she got paralyzed with fear and couldn't decide on which direction to run. I checked the rules and I correctly assumed, of course, she cannot run into a building that is already occupied by a survivor. Now, I didn't see anything specifically addressing that if someone tried to run away and they couldn't move and they're still in the hex with the zombies, do they have to engage in melee? My thought on it would be running away, of course. If you're 1 or more hexes away from the zombies you are engaged with, you wouldn't have to fight melee, of course, because you're no longer there. But I would choose and think that if she's still in the same hex with the zombies are not just going to stand there looking at her. So she's going to go ahead and engage in melee, but while she was standing there paralyzed with fear, the zombies lunged at her, so she's going to have to take another being charged reaction test. I know I just stated that I was going to do a not a runaway, but a being charged reaction test, but of course we did a being charged reaction test to get us into this situation, so that's already been done. So we'll just go ahead and go right into the melee combat. And again, there are 2 zombies there against Beck. And Beck with a rep of 4 has 1 success. The zombies have 1 success. But Beck, her special ability allows her to make her adversary re-roll one of their dice. We'll choose a success and re-roll it, and excellent, and get a 6. So no successes for the zombies, 1 for Beck, which means one of those zombies is going to be taking out. So in her state of heightened fear, her reaction may have been slow at first, but ended up being deadly for one of those zombies. Beck definitely made the best of this bad situation. And since our player characters don't get to react or activate, that's another quick turn here in All Things Zombie. And we have Tanya in a building that has already been searched. We have Beck engaged with 1 zombie and only the 1 zombie out there. We didn't fire any shots, so no new zombies are going to appear. Hopefully we can get some initiative and at least activate and start working on checking out these other buildings in the surrounding area. Get our turn started with an initiative roll, and resulted in a tie, which we'll re-roll. Oh no! Again! Another 6 for the survivors. This is 3 in a row, but the zombies, they get to activate. The zombies get to activate. We'll move this zombie that can only move 3, so he won't be able to enter the building. We'll stage him 3 moves away, have him ready to go in the next round. Beck is dealing with the zombie here, so she will have to do a being charged reaction test for this turn. Beck is going to roll against her rep of 4 and gets 2 successes. And that's good, because with 2 successes, those that can will fire before going into melee. So she's going to fire off her pistol and see if we can take that zombie out before even heading into melee combat. With her rep of 4 plus 3 is 7. That's going to fall short because on the range combat, 7 and less is a miss. That means we're ready for melee. Beck, with a rating of 2 and only 1 zombie in her space, she gets 2 successes, the zombie gets none. That means she's going to take care and eliminate that zombie. Beck did fire her weapon even though it didn't connect, but she was able to eliminate that zombie from the game. But we do have a shot that we have to deal with and see if any more zombies are attracted. We'll see if a zombie appears. And another zombie will appear. Our shot is resolved, resulting in another zombie being spawned. Draw from our cup of zombies. And let's see, he'll be coming in to the right. So not very far away, since he can't go off the edge of the board. We have another zombie in play. Again, another quick turn. I don't know what's happening to Tanya in there. Maybe she's like thoroughly searching the house and doesn't even realize what's going on outside. Because we've had 3 rounds in a row, 3 turns that our survivors have done nothing except react to zombies attacking them. Again, we have a good situation going here. We only have 2 zombies, and at any time you can have tons of zombies on the board, so only 2, which is a great time to get in and try and search some houses, since we know almost inevitably that we're going to spawn more zombies whenever we enter a building. I'll go ahead and move right into the next turn. They're going so quick, but we'll move in and see if we can finally get an initiative anything but a 6 and try and actually play some turns with our survivors. Okay, anything but a 6. Okay, well, it's a tie, so we gotta re-roll. And we got a 5. Tanya's rep is a 5, so that means that the players will activate. Beck is right next to Tanya in an adjacent hex, so even though her rep is 4, she will also activate because she's next to a star that activates. The zombies will activate also, but the survivors, our player characters, have the higher number and they activate first. Poor Beck and Tanya have been doing so much reacting to these zombie attacks that they haven't had a chance to search but one building. We're never going to find weapons if we don't get into these buildings and search. Now, first thing I want to do is try and eliminate these zombies before I go into another building. So I'll have Tanya go first. She has a movement of 4. I'm going to have her move 2 to be outside the building. And then I'll have her fire a shot at that zombie. Tanya will fire her shot. A 6 plus a 5 is 11. Great roll. This is when we want a 6. Not during initiative, but now. So that zombie is taken out. This zombie took a bullet to the brain and is gone. And that'll end Tanya's activation. She moved and fired. Beck, I'm going to have her go into this house, but first I want to have her take a shot at that zombie. See if we can clear the board before we move into that house. Beck is going to fire her weapon and get a 5. Excellent. With her reputation, that's a total of 9, and we know that that will take care of that zombie also. I'll take care of every zombie on the board. I'll have Beck continuing her movement into the building. We'll grab our zombie deck and spawn 0. That is unbelievable. What a great draw at this time to have no zombies on the board, go into a building and draw a 0 from the zombie deck. I only think there's 2 or 3 of those inside the zombie deck. So we got it early, but she already used her action, so she doesn't have to, or she can't search until her next activation. But we do have 2 shots to deal with, one that was fired by Tanya and one that was fired by Beck. First we'll deal with Tanya's shot. It does not spawn a zombie. And then we'll deal with Beck's. Beck's shot does spawn a zombie. Tanya's shot did not attract anything, but Beck's shot did. So we'll draw from our cup. And we'll get a zombie that's coming in also to the right. It's not going to be too far away. And that shot is resolved. That was a much better turn. Now that the players got to activate, Beck and Tanya, I need to add a entered token because she has already entered that building. A nice empty building with no zombies in it and only 1 on the board. So on our next activation, if things go right, we'll go ahead and search that building and then move on to the rest of the town. I'll probably come over here and take care of this building next, depending on what we find in there. If we find a weapon, then maybe I'll go ahead and just start working my way towards the main part of town. But if we do not find a weapon there, I'll probably take care of this one, because if we start having bad luck and we have to go through every building before we can leave, then I wouldn't want to have to backtrack to come all the way over to here. It'd be nice just to have to end way over there and then go right off the edge of the board. But until we see what happens, we don't know. So we'll move into our next turn and hopefully get a better outcome when we search a building. We'll start our turn off with our initiative roll. And oh man, we are rolling a lot of 6s. at the wrong time. Again, survivors will not activate, zombies will. This is going to be a quick turn. I don't know what our survivors are doing. I don't know if they're tired, if they're hungover. I have no idea what's going on, but they are really not doing well. Half of our turns have resulted in our survivors not activating, and they have to roll anything but a 6. So that's some unbelievably high and bad dice rolling. Now our zombie here is a fast one. He's not one of those Romero zombies. He can move 5 hexes, so he'll easily make it to Tanya, which she will have to deal with. First, no, we don't have to do the reaction check for her because she has a star, so she can choose. And for her, I could have her fire her weapon, but then there's a chance that it'll attract another zombie. Or I can go right into melee, which I think I will do because she has the option to re-roll a die, and we're only dealing with one zombie. So let's just go right into melee and not discharge a weapon. Tanya reaches for her gun, but decides to leave it in its holster, and she's just going to try and take this one on hand to hand. That was a great decision. She has 2 successes. No need to re-roll. The zombie has 0 successes. It was an easy victory for Tanya. We're able to empty the board of zombies completely, and we have no shots to resolve. So another fast turn goes by. Hopefully we can roll something that'll give us a chance to activate and get this building searched.